Christian lifestyle. On this page, we read the Bible, and we just talk about it. All right. So if you have any questions at any moment, at any point, please feel free to ask your question. All right. Thank you very much for being on. I really appreciate it. All right. All right. So I'm gonna stay on here, and if anybody has any questions or anything, hey, please feel free. I'm just gonna study a few things. I think I'm just gonna read randomly. All right. Something I like to read randomly is the book of Proverbs. It's one of my favorites. Actually, Psalms as well. So randomly, let's go to Proverbs chapter 10. Proverbs of Solomon. A wise son makes a glad father, but a foolish son is a grief of his mother. All right. Treasures of wickedness profit nothing, but righteous delivers from debt. The Lord will not allow the righteous soul to famish, but he casts away the desire of the wicked. He who has slack hand becomes poor, but the hand of the diligent makes rich. He who gathers in summer is a wise son. He who sleeps in harvest is a son who causes shame. Blessings are on the head of the righteous, but violence covers the mouth of the wicked. The memory of the righteous is blessed, but the name of the wicked will rot. The wise in heart will receive commandments, but a prating fool will fall. He who walks with integrity walks uh, securely, but he who perverts his ways will become known. All right. He who winks with the eye causes trouble, but a prating fool will fall. The mouth of the righteous is a well of life, but violence covers the mouth of the wicked. Hatred stirs up strife, but love covers all sins. All right, love covers all sins. All right, Proverbs chapter 10, verse 12. Love covers all sins. It's important to love. Wisdom is found on the lips of him who has understanding, but a rod is for the back of him who is devoid in understanding. Wise people store up knowledge, but the mouth of the foolish is near destruction. All right, wise people stir up knowledge. All right, wise people, stir up knowledge. The rich man's wealth is the strong city. The destruction of the poor is their poverty. The labor of righteous leads to life. The wages of the wicked to sin. Wages of the wicked to sin. He who keeps instruction is in the way of life. He who refuses correction goes astray. It's important to accept correction. How's it going? Helot 10. How's it going? Hello, Toku Games. How's it going? Thank you very much for being on. Please subscribe. Good to see y'all. First time I see you on here. All right. Bless you as well. Helot 10. All right. Just reading some Proverbs. If anybody has any comments, hey, feel free. All right. Whoever hides hatred has lying lips, and whoever spreads slander is a fool. In the multitudes of words of sin is not lacking, but he who restrains his lips is wise. All right. Restraining your lips is wise. The tongue of the righteous is choice silver. The heart of the wicked is worth little. All right. It's very important to not have wickedness in your heart. The lips of the righteous feed many, but fools die for lack of wisdom. How are y'all doing, by the way? Where y'all coming from? All right, I'm in Houston, Texas. All right, if anybody been to Texas before? Houston, Texas. All right. The blessing of the Lord makes one rich, and he who adds no sorrow with it. To do evil is like sport to a fool, but a man of understanding has wisdom. All right. The fear of the wicked will come upon him, and the desire of the righteous will be granted. When the whirlwind passes by, the wicked is no more, but the righteous has an everlasting foundation. As vinegar to the teeth and smoke, as vinegar to the teeth and smoke to the eyes, so is the lazy man to those who send him. Man. The fear of the Lord prolongs days, but the years of the wicked will be shortened. All right. The hope of the righteous will be gladness, but the expectation of the wicked will perish. The way of the Lord is strength of the upright, but destruction will come to the workers of iniquity. All right, how's it going? Where are y'all from? I am in Houston, Texas. Has anybody been in Houston, Texas? All right. The mouth of the righteous brings forth wisdom, but the perverse tongue will be cut out. All right, no perverse tongue. The lips of the righteous know what is acceptable, but the mouth of the wicked what is perverse. When pride comes, then comes shame, but with the humble is wisdom. The integrity of the upright will guide them, but the perversity of the unfaithful will destroy them. Riches do not profit in the day of wrath, but righteous delivers from debt. The righteous of the blameless will direct his way. All right. The righteousness of the blameless will direct his ways. All right. But the wicked will fall by his own wickedness. The righteousness of the upright will deliver them, but the unfaithful will be caught by their lust. When a wicked man dies, his expectations will perish, and the hope of the unjust perish. The righteous is delivered from trouble, and it comes to the wicked instead. The hypocrite will, with his mouth, destroys his neighbor. All right? Don't destroy your neighbor. All right. Let me see, Proverbs chapter 11, verse 10. When it goes well with the righteous, the city rejoices, and when the wicked perish, there is jubilation. By the blessing of the upright, the city is exalted, but it is overthrown by the mouth of the wickedness. All right, how's it going, Jana? How's it going? My name is Anthony. This is Blessing Christian Lifestyle. Thank you very much for being on. All right, please don't forget to subscribe. All right, how's everybody doing? Proverbs chapter 11, verse 13. A talebearer reveals secret, but he who is a faithful spirit conceals a matter. All right. Where there is no counsel, the people fall, but in the multitude of counselors, there is safety. All right. Can't subscribe. All right. That's all good. All right. These little waters. Oh, yeah. No problem. Thank you for listening. All right. Digital Vibe. How's it going? Digital Vibe. All right. Thank you for hitting the like. I got 6 likes now in 7 minutes. Thank you very much. That helps the algorithm. All right. Here we go. Proverbs 11, verse 20. All right. Those who are of a perverse heart are an abomination to the Lord, but the blameless in their ways are his delight. All right. There'll be an abomination. Though they join forces, the wicked will not go unpunished, but the prosperity of the righteous will be delivered. So it's important to be righteous. Good. Haven't seen you in a minute. Oh, yeah. I haven't seen you in a minute. Like, I know it's been like a good month. You know, bless you. Bless you as well. All right. Thank you very much for just being on. All right. Digital Vibe. Digital Vibe. All right. I think my wife just got here. My camera went off. I think my wife's here. All right. Chapter 11, verse 24. There is one who scatters, yet increases more, and there is one who withholds more than is right, but leads to poverty. The generous soul will be made rich. All right. The generous soul will be made rich, and he who waters will also be watered himself. The people will curse him who withholds grain, but blessings will be on the head of him who sells it. All right. Let me see here, making sure. All right. So important here, the generous soul will be made rich. All right. These are wise words from Solomon in the book of Proverbs. He who trusts in his riches will fall, but the righteous will flourish like foliage. He who troubles his own house will inherit the wind, and the fool will be servant to the wise of heart. The fruit of the righteous is tree of life, and he who wins souls is wise. All right. He who wins souls is wise. All right. So one of the wisest things you can do is win souls. All right. The fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, and he who wins souls is wise. If the righteous will be recompensed on earth, how much more ungodly and the sinner? How much more the ungodly and the sinner? Whoever loves instruction loves knowledge, but he who hates correction is stupid. That's what it literally says. It's stupid. Like this is the New King James Version. So it's important to love instruction. Right? Love instruction loves knowledge. All right. But he who hates correction is, pretty much foolish. A good man obtains favor from the Lord, but a man of wicked intentions he will condemn. So, hey, try to strive to have favor in the Lord. A man is not established by wickedness, but the root of righteousness cannot be moved. An excellent wife is the crown of her husband, but she who causes shame is like rottenness in his bones. All right, be a good wife. It's like a crown to her husband. All right, a husband has a lot of pride in having a good wife. All right, keep that in mind. The thought of the righteous are right, but the counsel of the wicked are deceitful. The word of the wicked are lie and wait for blood, but the mouth of the upright will deliver them. All right. Let's see here. How's it going? How's it going? The wicked are overthrown and are no more, but the house of righteous will stand. A man will be commended according to his wisdom, but he who is a perverse heart will be despised. Better is the one who is slighted but has a servant than he who honors himself but lacks bread. A righteous man regards the life of his animal, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. All right, so have a righteous man regards the life of his animal. So, you know, be nice to your animals. He who tills his land will be satisfied with bread, but he who flows frivolity is devoid of understanding. Chapter 12, verse 12. The wicked convey the catch of evil men, but the root of the righteous yields fruit. The wicked is ensnared by the transgressions of his lips, but the righteousness will come through the trouble. A man will be satisfied with good by the fruit of his mouth, and the recompense of a man's hand will be rendered to him. 15. The way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but he who heeds counsel is wise. All right? The way of a fool is right. So if you're a fool, everything's right in your own eyes. But he who heeds counsel is wise. So always ask for counsel. All right? That is wise. A fool's wrath is known at once, but a prudent man covers shame. He who speaks truth declares righteousness, but a false witness deceits. There is one who speaks like the piercing of a sword, but the tongue of the wise promotes health. The truthful lip shall be established forever, but a lying tongue is but for a moment. All right. Deceit is in the heart of those who devise evil, but counselors of peace have joy. No grave trouble will overtake the righteous, but the wicked shall be filled with evil. Lying lips are an abomination to the Lord, but those who deal truthfully are his delight. A prudent man conceals knowledge, but the heart of a fool proclaims foolishness. The hand of the diligent will rule, but the lazy man will be put to forced labor. Anxiety in the heart of a man causes depression, but a good word makes it glad. All right, anxiety in the heart of a man causes depression. All right, that's what it says here. Proverbs chapter 12, verse 25. Anxiety in the heart of a man causes depression, but a good word makes it glad. The righteous should choose his friends carefully, for the way of the wicked leads them astray. The lazy man does not roast what he took in hunting, but diligence is man's precious possession. In the way of righteousness is life, and its pathway there is no death. A wise son heeds his father's instruction, but a scoffer does not listen to rebuke. A man shall eat well by the fruit of his mouth, but the soul of his unfaithful feed on violence. He who guards his mouth preserves his life, but he who opens wide his lips shall have destruction. The soul of a lazy man desires and has nothing, but the soul of a diligent shall be made rich. All right, so it's important not to be lazy. The soul of a lazy man desires and has nothing, but the soul of the diligent shall be rich. A righteous man hates lying, but a wicked man is loathsome and comes to shame. A righteous guards him whose way is blameless, but wickedness overthrows the sinner. There is one who makes himself rich, yet has nothing, and one who makes himself poor, yet has great riches. Right? So even if you're poor, you have great riches. The ransom of a man's life is his riches, but the poor does not hear rebuke. The light of the righteous rejoice, but the lamp of the wicked will be put out. Chapter 13, verse 10. By pride comes nothing but strife, but with the well advised is wisdom. Wealth gained by dishonesty will be diminished, but he who gathers by labor will increase. Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but when the desire comes, it is tree of life. He who despises the word will be destroyed, but he who fears the commandment will be rewarded. All right, so fear the commandment. The law of the wise is a fountain of life, to turn one away from the snares of debt. Good understanding gains favor, but the way of the unfaithful is hard. Every prudent man acts with knowledge, but a fool lays upon his folly. All right, every prudent man acts with knowledge. A wicked messenger falls into trouble, but a faithful ambassador brings help. All right, so we want to bring help. How's it going? Who's on here? Thank you very much for being on. All right. Poverty and shame will come to him who disdains correction, but he who regards a rebuke will be honored. All right, so don't be afraid to be rebuked. A desire accomplished is sweet to the soul, but it is an abomination to the fool to depart from evil. He who walks with wise men will be wise, but the companion of fools will be destroyed. So make sure you walk with wise men. To be wise, you have to walk with wise men. Evil pursues sinners, but to the righteous good shall be repaid. A good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children, but the wealth of the sinner is stored up for the righteous. All right, so a good man leaves an inheritance for his grandkids. Much food is in the fallow ground of the poor, and for lack of justice there is waste. He who spares his rod hates his son, but he who loves him disciplines him promptly. All right, so that one's huge. That's Proverbs chapter 13, verse 24. He who spares his rod hates his son. So don't spare the rod, discipline your kids pretty much. But he who loves him disciplines him promptly, but do it the right way. The righteous eats to the satisfying of the soul, but the stomach of the wicked shall be in want. Chapter 14. All right, how's it going? How's it going? The wise woman builds her house, but the foolish pulls it down with her hands. He who walks in uprightness fears the Lord, but he who perverts in his ways despises him. And the mouth of a fool is a rod of pride, but the lips of a wise will preserve them. Where no oxen are, the through is clean, but much increase comes by the strength of an ox. A faithful witness does not lie, but a false witness will utter lies. A faithful witness does not lie, but a false witness will utter lies. A scoffer seeks wisdom and does not find it, but knowledge is easy to him who understands. Go from the presence of foolish man when you do not perceive in him the lips of knowledge. The wisdom of the prudent is to understand his ways, but the folly of fools is deceit. All right, how's it going? I am at almost 20 minutes. All right, I'm gonna get ready to log off in a bit. All right. Thank you very much for being on. I hope y'all enjoy. Please like, subscribe. All right. Thank you very much for being on. All right. I'll appreciate any feedback if anybody has any. Finish 2 waters. I'm gonna give it about 5 more minutes and then I'm gonna log off. All right. Thank you very much for being on. Book of Proverbs is one of the most important books to read. A lot of wisdom. All right. This is actually one of the first books I recommend people to read when they get their Bible. Wow. First, once you know the gospel, Jesus Christ died for us on the cross. All right. He resurrected after 3 days. Then I encourage you to read Proverbs. All right. A lot of wisdom in here. A lot of wisdom in Proverbs. All right. How to be righteous. How to, you know, identify wickedness, how to identify evil, how to identify foolishness, how to identify wise people. You know, that's pretty much what you're learning here in the book of Proverbs. All right, so you want to make sure you're wise, righteous, fear the Lord. Let me see, chapter 18 says, a man who isolates himself seeks his own desire. He rages against all wise judgment. A fool has no delight in understanding, but in expressing his own heart. All right, so that's a fool. You see, so a lot of it is, hey, be wise, be righteous, fear God. All right, that's pretty much what it's getting to in the book of Proverbs. The book of Proverbs by Solomon. All right, and it's just a bunch of wise proverbs. You know, I'm taking a quick look to see who got here. Thank you very much for being on. All right. Anybody have any questions or anything? Please feel free to comment. Let me see here. So today we went over the book of Leviticus earlier. All right. We went over the book of Leviticus, burnt offerings, sin offerings. What else? Trespass offerings. So, you know, you want to hear me read about that? You know, you can look at my previous video. It's Leviticus 1, chapter 1 through 6. All right. And it's just all the offerings. All right. And if you have any questions about that, always feel free to ask. Today, we don't do offerings anymore. Our offering has already been made for us. And that was the offering of Jesus Christ dying on the cross for us. All right. His blood atones our sin. All right. So when we were learning in the book of Leviticus earlier, we noticed that, hey, you know, they use the blood to atone for sin. All right, to atone for it. Now our sin has already been atoned for, Jesus Christ. All you have to do is accept the blood of Jesus Christ. All right, that's all we have to do, and that is how our sins are forgiven, past, present, and future. All right, and also what we talked about in the book of Leviticus is sins that you're not even aware of. Like, man, you know, like you're kind of like ignorant to some sins, and you still have to do an atonement, you know. And that is the blessing that we have today, is that our sins have already been forgiven. All right, like I said, past, present, future. All right, so it's like, man, I don't know sins you're unaware of, but they have been forgiven if you accepted Jesus Christ. All right. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask. But it was a lot of good reading. All right, so I read for a total of an hour, almost an hour and a half today. So, man, I strongly encourage you to just read your Bible, and, you know, one that you understand, you know, good translation. I currently read right now the New King James Version. All right. I encourage my teenagers to read the Living Translation. It's a little easier to read. All right, so I encourage people to read that one. But I read New King James Version and I read the King James Version. All right, so it's one or the other. It's a little older English, King James Version. Little easier, New King James Version. So that's pretty much how I see it, you know. But other than that, man, if you have any questions, anything, please feel free to ask or comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And I'm just trying to push the channel forward. Man, it's been quite a journey. I think I've been doing YouTube for about a year now. A year in March, April. A year and a month now. Actually, almost 2 months. A year and 2 months. And it's been quite a journey. And I started off doing shorts first, short videos. Actually, I would do long videos, but then I would cut them into shorts, and that's and my goal was really just to try and do lives, but you can't do lives until you get 1,000 subscribers. But once I reached 1,000 subscribers, actually, it took me a while to get confident in front of a camera to do lives, and it took me about almost 6, 7, 8, maybe 9 months, and finally I started doing lives, and you know what, I'm gonna just read. Like, you know what, I'm just gonna read the Bible on live. So that's what I'm doing right now. So please feel free to subscribe and like, comment, share. Anything helps. All right. Thank you very much for being on. I'm gonna wrap it up. All right. Thank you very much. I'm just trying to drink a lot of these waters because I feel like I don't drink enough water. All right. Thank you very much. I'm about to log off. All right. Thank you very much for being on. All right. Thank you very much for being on. I really appreciate it. Please feel free to subscribe and man, and be notified when I do another live. I probably won't do another live till probably Monday, for sure Tuesday. I'm gonna try to. I might do two on Tuesday, and I'm gonna try to do one on Wednesday. I probably won't do one on Thursday. I'm gonna try to do one on Friday. I told my wife I would take more breaks because I was trying to do a live every day. So, but it's a lot of stress for everybody. So I'm gonna try to do another live on. I'm not gonna do one tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sunday. I'm gonna try Monday for sure, Tuesday, and almost certainly Wednesday. I'll probably take a break on Thursday. I'm gonna try to do one on Friday, and maybe Saturday. Today I was only able to do one today because my wife had an errand to run, and I was like home alone. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it live. Just anything y'all want me to talk about, or any questions, man, feel free. I really enjoyed this. All right, thank you very much for just being on. All right, really enjoy it. Um, yeah, man. If you just have any questions or anything, I'm seeing what else. Yeah, we're just growing the channel. I believe I'm at 2,500 subscribers. I'm gonna start pushing that up a little bit more. I'm gonna start doing short videos again, so stay tuned for that. I have trouble doing long videos. Uh, I don't know if I should start doing those again. Maybe I should start making them again. You know what? I'm gonna make a long video. I'll probably make one right now in the next 5 minutes, and then I'll try to post one up. All right. So that's probably what I'm gonna do very soon. Please don't forget to like. Thank you very much for the like. Hey, thank you for the thumbs up. I really appreciate that. Sometimes I gotta take a break because it's like it gets tired. Man, it's crazy. All the reading and then just talking. I need to build more stamina, I guess. But yeah, thank you very much for being on. I really appreciate. If you have any suggestions, how I can make the channel better, how I can, what you want to see, hey, feel free to comment. All right, you want me to read so and so or anything? You want me to do a class on a certain topic? Feel free. I really enjoyed this. If I have to do more research, I will. Also, if you have a pastor that you want me to look up, hey, I'll do that as well. If you have a church that you want me to look up, there's online services now. Hey, post it and I'll take a look at it, let you know what I think. Anything, hey, anything. I am open to anything. All right. All right. How's it going? Man, a lot going on in the world today. Let me see. A lot going on. I'm gonna go on Google real quick. Actually, I'm gonna see who. Let me see. I think my mother-in-law got home. Wait, hold up. My wife's home. Oh no, that was earlier. 4:30. I'm just checking. Oh, my wife is home. Oh, I guess my wife's home. All right. We'll go see what my wife's up to. All right. Thank you very much for being on. 30-minute mark. Thank you very much. Hey, God bless you.